It's very, very interesting, this idea of William the leader, William the conqueror. William, they said that, they talk a lot about his military career. They tell us, well, he's 6'3". I had heard that before. And so he's very tall, and he will be one of Britain's tallest kings. Much taller than his father, King Charles, obviously. And they tell us that he has had a gallant military career, very distinguished and very gallant military career. So he's a really just, you know, a stand-up guy who is a warrior. And he also, what do they say here? They refer to, of course, the fact that the burden of leadership has fallen on William and on Camilla, his stepmother, the 76-year-old queen, who took a famous time out when it all got to be a little bit too hot. And so they're basically saying, crucially, the burden of leadership falls on William. Interesting leadership style. And I think that if he does ascend the throne, that it will be a very interesting rule. Very, very interesting what's going to be going on in the House of Windsor with this man as leader, based on what I'm seeing. So while the internet is just in a tizzy about the fact that William did not accompany his wife to that bench to explain about her strange, lengthy disappearance, and where she disclosed that she has cancer and is getting chemotherapy, people seem to be completely confused as to why he was not sitting with her at a minimum, holding her hand as she spoke, and at a maximum, why didn't he issue a subsequent bulletin telling everybody how proud he is of his wife and how much he loves his wife and how relieved he is that she's going to be okay? His father, King Charles, issued a statement immediately, but we have yet to hear from William. But it may be in the Sunday Times or something like that. Maybe he's really still working on it, and he will release something really huge in the Sunday Times or some other one of them, maybe in TATLER itself or something like that, because he seems to be running as a single man right now. Very little about Kate except for her illness in this article. Very little, which is very bizarre. Did we see any pictures of her as yet in this article? Let me go back up here. This is him with his grandmother. This is him with his grandmother. And this is him alone on his horse. And this is him on the cover. The next act. Okay, so the first three, we don't see anything of his wife except a mention of her illness. And again, there has been no corresponding bulletin from William telling the Globe how much he loves his wife and how relieved he is that she's getting better. And he certainly wasn't there holding her hand on that bench. And then he also gets a lot of criticism for letting her take the full blame of that doctored picture that he reportedly took, right? So people find him to be very ungentlemanly in that regard. Now I'm of two minds about the picture. I really feel that, look, I mean, if she doctored that picture, it wasn't even a picture taken. It was an amalgamated picture, a collage. Maybe he really didn't have anything to do with the picture. And maybe he was even angry that she did that. So here he is with Tom Cruise. Still no sign of Kate. I mean, very bizarre. But I'm not going to sit here. I don't care really. That's their business. But it's interesting. I'm really more concerned about the leader that they say he is, and the waxing poetic that they're doing. But with this thing with Kensington Gate, Kensington Gate was a whole thing. You see, you call it Kate Gate, it's really Kensington Gate. And I really feel, it's my opinion, and I stick to it, that it was a stunt. It was a stunt by his communications team, and that he participated and his wife participated. But my big thing is, it doesn't really look like, here's what does he say here? Noble causes. William issued a statesman-like call for peace in the Middle East earlier this year. He went on to meet with Holocaust survivor Renee Salt at the Western Marble Arch Synagogue in February. Okay, I mean, he's a statesman, but people on the internet are saying we don't see any sign of that where when it comes to his wife and dealing with his wife. Then they go on to talk about his Prod to Homelessness Project. And, I remember hearing him ask one of the people, what is your learned experience with this? What do you personally know about homelessness or something? Like the questions he was asking to me were so completely out there and tone deaf and just like, what is this guy talking about? He has no concept. But anyway, he what did they say here? People associate his patronage with the big moments, like the time he and I slept on the Blackfriars Bridge. The things that stuck with me are smaller in scale and the more profound for it in quieter moments away from the cameras where he has volunteered his time. Okay, well, it is a different approach from the King's. As Prince of Wales, he was involved in the minutiae of dozens of issues at any one time. Okay, whatever. This is not William's style. He commended his father's model, but he does things his own way. Although patronages are under review, William has up until now far fewer than either his father or his grandparents. Future king on a mission. This is completely bizarre. Where's Kate? No, what did I just say here? Where is Kate? Bizarre. Oh, here she is. Oh, wow. Wow. Almost to the end of the article, you finally get a picture of him and his wife. It's interesting. But I'm not going to read into it. And even if there's something to be read into it, I don't care. I don't care. That's their business. He has one picture of Kate. And how many pictures of all? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pictures, and one of them, towards the end of the article, features his wife. That's very interesting. It's very interesting. And when you couple this with the fact that, yeah, he did not sit with his wife on that bench like an eager, loving husband holding her hand while she told the world, oh, you know, I am on chemotherapy and da 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 da. He did not issue a statement saying, 48 hours later, we're into the 48th hour, I would think, how proud he is of his wife. I guess he'll cobble something together real quick for the Sunday Times. And now this article in Tatler, plus all the other gossip, when taken in totality of the circumstances, you have to conclude that it's very interesting. And yes, he will make a very interesting leader, and he is a very interesting type of quote unquote statesman that, the British people well deserve, right? So that's it for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.